Yo, this is Politics as Usual, episode 8. I'm sitting in on this one, man. RC, what's good, man?
We got the magic man in front of the camera today, man.
Facts, man. I would touch on your man, Donnie T, not doing taxes on overtime and tips, man.
That no taxes is good, it's good. But if that was the case, why would they put a limit on it? Like I think it's for the first 12,500 or something like that. So yeah, you could come up, but you can only come up to a certain amount,
What you heard about the Iran nuclear bomb, the sites bomb?
Yeah, man. That actually I feel ties in a lot into what we was going to talk about in a second with Epstein and everything.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Iran hates America, right? Iran hates America because America is just, no matter what, they behind Israel. So it's like, y'all are the biggest aid to their biggest enemy. Why won't they hate y'all just as well, I think we need to mind our business. I think that those people, Iran, in case y'all didn't know, is Persia. So whenever y'all hear about them Persians from 500 BC, Xerxes, the nigga with the nose ring in 300, that's them. That's Iran. They been here, son. So, we need to mind our business.
It's always good to mind your business. What you think about Trump talking about providing arms to Ukraine, though?
It's money, man. At the end of the day, war is an industry. They call it the war industrial complex for a reason. It's a whole business. They provide weapons to Ukraine. They had weapons. People was making weapons this whole time. They need to be sold. So they sell the weapons to Ukraine. And he's just going to ramp up the fighting. I think it's more of a ploy because he said Putin got 50 days to work out a treaty with Ukraine. So he's probably trying to pull on, Putin's coattail. Like, yo, look, we selling them weapons. Like, come on. If you don't want us to give them the bad shit. But, niggas ain't dumb, son.
Pumping the wall.
They pumping the wall up for profit at this point.
Yeah, I heard a wise man say it's all about money and heat.
Yeah, what, guns and butter, right?
Word.
Guns and butter.
Right, guns and butter. He gave Putin a 50-day deadline.
They giving the man 50 days. The man been fighting for 3 years, and he's supposed to make it work in 50 days just because you said so. I ain't gonna lie. He's really bugged out. I think it's something really wrong with this nigga, man.
Yo, Donnie T, we might need you in the studio, man. Talk to you personally, King.
I ain't gonna lie. If we buy one of them plates and one of them dinners, he'll pop out right on camera with that same damn suit.
I'll cop a plate, man, to get Trump in there, man.
That same, we gotta wear a different suit, son. My son been in a blue suit since I was born.
That's his uniform, man. That's that Trump signature blue suit, man. Yeah, let's get into the Weinstein joint.
Jeff, man. Yo, it's some crazy shit going on right now. I know I was here. This whole shit started from me talking about Trump right here in episode 1. I'm not going to say I regret voting for him because if it was two people, if it was those same two people, I really believe he was the better option. I believe she would have been playing stupid in our faces from day one. But son, what he doing right now, the way he just totally walking it back and acting like, yo, how's anybody worried about this? Why is this a deal? Like, niggas, you serious? The Attorney General on Fox News saying, yo, the list is on my desk. Now she's saying, well, there was no list. In which I don't think there's a list. I don't think there's a list of, you got a grocery store list. It's not a list of, yo, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, Kevin Spacey, blah, blah, blah. I don't think he got a list of clients. But he probably got a little black book where he got contact information for people.
Rolodex.
You know what I'm saying? A little Rolodex, shit like that. And I guess if you want to call that a list, then all right. But the files have information relative to people who was involved in these things that he was doing, bro. And I think right now with Trump is trying to cover up for himself, one. Because even if he wasn't down there, you know what I mean, I saying that word, I guess, be fucking people up. So even if he was down with putting kids in cars, you know what I'm saying? Even if he was down with putting kids in cars, freaking, even if he wasn't down with that, you was around this. You knew him. It's footage of y'all being buddy at a party. Like, you know, your name is gonna be all over this, and it's kind of gonna be hard to explain. So I think he's just trying to get away from it in that aspect. I think there's also something bigger being exposed, that a lot of these elites, these rich people, these upper echelon society people, like that 1%, you know what I'm saying? That 1/10%, really. They be engaging in the pedophilia.
Those wealthy families, man.
They be engaging in the pedophilia, yo. Like, this goes deep. Like, the first place where they really see pedophilia is in ancient Greece. And in ancient Greece, it was like a sign of good fortune and good endorsement for the future if a wealthy or successful man, like, you know, endorsed a young boy, took a young boy under the wing. But they was doing some nasty things with them young boys too. And it kind of became, you know, a thing of like, all right, you know, it's wrong to be doing these things with these young boys. But it was still understood, like, okay, it's still good for a successful person, a successful man, to go. They said they used to go to the sports academy. The rich and successful men in ancient Greece would go to the sports academy because the young boys would train naked. And they would pick a young boy. And then, yeah, they'd be giving him the tutoring and all that and, you know, showing him the ropes. But it just became to be accepted that sex was a part of that. You know, it wasn't something that was just openly spoken about. But, yeah, a part of that endorsement for the future, he was doing some nasty things with that young boy. And Greece is the first democracy, if I'm not mistaken. Ancient Greece is the first democracy. The Romans was doing the same shit. They was more hesitant to be doing it amongst other Roman citizens, but you know they had slaves in ancient Rome. So with the slaves, you could do as you wish with your slaves. If you had a little slave boy or slave girl, you could do the whole pedophile thing with them too. Freaking, you've been hearing about brides getting married off at young ages and shit. Arranged marriages been going on hundreds, thousands of years. Here in our own country, I read that in 1920, the age of consent in Georgia was still 14. 1920, 100 years ago.
Ages is wild.
You know, some states to this day it's 17 and 16.
Yeah, most states 17.
So, like, this ain't no new thing. I feel like with the proliferation of religion, that it got pushed to the back burner and like, you know, this is not right. You shouldn't be doing this with kids. You know, and then the whole, during the Industrial Revolution, you know, you had kids working in factories. So the whole child protection movement, that was a part of it too. And, you know, over time it became taboo, but it's something that's been going on that I guess they just pushed into the darkness for the rich, the people who had the money to keep it all under wraps or under hush to still indulge in. So these people was just doing some stuff that's as old as everything else. It's just they know the public is not going for it. And which I'm glad to see, you know, that the MAGA base and all that is turning on Son because he's switching his tone about it. But it's some crazy shit going on out here. And I don't know if it's going to fully be exposed because that would really shake up.
Not.
That would really shake up everything. Like, everything. Like, whoever you think is rich, successful, in power, they tied into this dude. Like, I don't even think Son is dead.
Think he like Machiavelli somewhere in Cuba.
Yo, if Pac had $1 billion and everybody who's rich, you know what I mean, under the wing, Pac could be alive too. He figured it out. They showed a drone flying over his island, and it was a picture of somebody who looked just like him.
I mean, if it bodies would drop if it get exposed, I guess that's in bunches. The bodies would drop in bunches.
I think that's why he's so. I think that's why Trump's going so hard. Now they talking about releasing the grand jury, but number one, they playing in niggas' faces, bro, because they're talking about shit that they know they can't do. They can't release the grand jury minutes. I saw that in a federal case, you can only release the grand jury minutes if you got to help out like another jurisdiction. You know what I'm saying?
Why you can't release the minutes?
So like the example that I saw was if it's a prosecutor in D.C., because you know everything D.C. federal, and they prosecuting somebody for killing somebody, but son killed somebody in Maryland and he killed somebody in Virginia too. Those the prosecutor could request to get the grand jury minutes released, so that way, you know what I'm saying, the information in both of those grand juries could be made available to whatever prosecutor may need it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all relevant to their case. That's the situation where you can release grand jury minutes, not to satisfy the public. Now, a judge could do that, but a judge could say, hey, it's a public need for this, but then it's already written in law that there's only a specific situation where you do this. So one of them rich people just going to have a lawyer challenge it, and it's not going to come out. You know, what needs to be released is the files related to that case. That's not nothing under no grand jury. That's all part of discovery. So it needs to be released. Like, that can be seen by the public. Freedom of Information Act, you can see that. So they need to do that. But they said Trump put 100 agents on around the clock on 24-hour work. Either 100 or 1,000 agents. He had them on the clock around 24 hours, around the clock, going through all them Epstein files to notify him wherever his name was involved. So, like, come on, son. You knew your name was in it. You told us.
Why even bring it up?
Why even bring it up? You talking like you gonna run on it, and now, like, you talking like you gonna expose it all, and now that it's time to expose it all, you like, oh, why you worried about that? Like, son, who the fuck you think you're talking to?
Told us he was gonna release them.
Like, yo,
just to win the vote.
Just to win. And it's wild because I want people to understand, though, this is what all politicians do. All of them tell us some shit that they have no plans on doing.
It's part of
you
the
know?
game.
It's nothing that's outrageous as this shit. This shit is outrageous. Like, it should be cut and dry. If you're not guilty, why don't you just release it? And then you notice that all the people who they was alleging to be involved with that ain't saying nothing. Bill Clinton ain't said nothing. Bill Gates ain't said nothing. Hillary Clinton ain't said nothing.
Say nothing.
They ain't saying shit. They ain't even denying it.
They want to end up in that palm box.
They ain't even saying, yo, you know, Jeffrey Epstein was my friend, but he was engaged in some heinous activity. And while I did spend a lot of time with him, I never saw that and I never partook in none of that. That's all you gotta say. But none of them is saying that, son. None of them is saying nothing. Like, come on, bro. We know what time it is, bro.
Yeah, I want to transition into the Diddy verdict.
Yeah.
Last segment we did, we was talking about, it'll be more crazy if he got life than got off. What's your thoughts on the verdict?
I think it's appropriate. Like, I don't know how they try to charge him with a RICO. We've been seeing the nigga make records for 30 years. Where's the RICO? You know? That Mann Act, everybody be careful. If you think you're going to just be flying and check out, they going to get you. It's not if, it's when. So if you flying out...
That's only for, like, athletes, not your...
Nah, that's for the average Joe. Let the average Joe fuck up. Let you and her have a falling out and she want to do the petty shit, call the police. Oh, he flew me out here just so he can have sex with me. It's the Mann Act.
I think they're going to go all that, like, the wealthy people that's...
They will.
As opposed to the average Joe.
it was created, like you said, for the athlete, for Jack Johnson. They ain't like Jack Johnson having all these white women flying them all over the place, so they created the Mann Act, you know. So yeah, it was created for them, but you could easily fall victim to it. Yeah. You know, if I hope we are all paying attention. If you look like us and you become successful, you are a target. Now, nobody's saying that's a reason to not be successful. Fuck it. Put a vest on if that's the case.
Bullseye.
You know what I'm saying? But move cautiously. Be smart. What everybody else get away with, we not getting away with. How many people do this? Bill Gates, his wife divorced him because of the Epstein shit, and on top of that, he was a known cheater. You think Bill Gates have been flying bitches out for a half a century? Like, nah, they not on him for that, man. So
Microsoft ball.
You know what I'm saying? Be smart, man. I mean, the way that it was set up, he was going blow to the two. The Jane Doe, and do we gotta keep saying Jane Doe is 50 Cent baby mom? To 50 baby moms and Cassie, he was gonna blow to those two charges. But it's some bullshit how they got him in jail still, bro. Like all the time you be seeing these niggas. It's not a violent crime. If I'm wrong, prostitution is not a violent crime. So why is he still in jail? This bitch, he paid this bitch Cassie $30 million, bro. He paid her $30 million. She went up there, it backfired. He beat the heavy charges. She should not be allowed to now write a letter to the judge and say, oh, well, I don't feel safe. Bitch, you should have never testified. That's what they say don't testify for if you don't feel safe. But everybody really thought they was going to roof him, son. The only person who believed him was himself.
Yeah, I ain't think he out. That's why I was saying that, like, the last segment we did, we would be surprised if he really got the elbow.
Yeah, I couldn't see him getting no L, but niggas was thinking 10, 20 years because of how they was drumming it up.
I was thinking like, yo, he might get off.
As time
it felt like they want to teach him a lesson, drain his financial resources, let him know he's not bigger than the program.
As time went on, yeah, we all started realizing, like, this shit ain't what we thought it was.
Even the charges never made sense. I'm like, Rico, racketeering.
Yeah, Rico for what? But, she
then,
should be able to do that.
I forgot where I seen it at. People, like, I think it was Freddie P. He was on, like, All the Dialogue, and he was saying, yo, I'm not in law enforcement, but I could have put better charges on. Like, the hammers y'all found.
Yeah, they ain't charged him with one gun. What happened to all the guns?
Yeah, that's what he was basically saying. He's like, yo, I don't really think they wanted to take him down, really. They
really wanted to destroy his reputation.
Yeah.
Destroy his reputation. That's what it said. Well, and then also a gun in the house is not the same charge as a gun on your waist. A gun in the house is like a year. It's a misdemeanor for real. And then a rifle is even less time. So it's not. But they said he has serial number scratched off.
Yeah, that's
federal. But it's ways around that shit, man. I ain't gonna lie, real life. Who's to say he ain't telling who he got it from and that made that case go away?
You surprised he didn't get on the stand?
No, hell no. I ain't gonna lie. Every lawyer will tell you not to take the stand in your own shit. Every lawyer will tell you. Because that's just like self-defense.
At first, like me, I'm like, yo, oh man, Diddy gonna throw everybody under the bus on some Nino in the courtroom. So I was kind of shocked he ain't took the stand, but not really, because it's like, oh, all right, they trying to make his character look bad. Like, I don't see them proving like Rico joint.
Nah, every defense lawyer tell you don't take the stand, because once you take the stand, now you pretty much locked into everybody's mind. You know who you are. You know what I'm saying? So even if it was looking like, yo, maybe he didn't do it, you could go up there and come off the wrong way. And they're like, yeah, fuck this nigga, he did that. You know what I'm saying? This word. So lawyers say it's best to just not take the stand. So they spent $15 million on his lawyers. I'm listening to whatever they tell me come to court in pajamas. I'm coming to court in pajamas.
Yeah, he gets sentenced on October 3rd. What you think he gonna get?
They saying, like,
Because the prosecutor
judge,
got fired and all that, right?
Yeah, facts. Trump fired the prosecutor. But they ain't even had nothing to do with Diddy. It had everything to do with the Epstein shit. Because she prosecuted Ghislaine Maxwell. So he fired her because she's got something to do with that shit, bro. But, what you call it? The judge asked the prosecution and defense to give him a list of like all relevant cases where somebody got found guilty of the Mann Act and like what they got sentenced. So that way he got something to go off for precedent. But I don't know. I don't think it looked good, man, because he did that whack ass shit talking about a threat to society, you're dangerous, lock him up until sentencing. I think he might roll what the prosecution asked for. The prosecution asked for like 50 months. 51 months, something. That's like it's a little over 4 years.
And then you're going to have time served.
So you probably do like another 2.5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I said, like if anything over 5, I don't really see.
Well, what is he getting? He really getting 5 years for? Yo, that's what the jurors said. Like, these women was consenting to all of this shit. Yeah. So why is you getting? You only know 5, yo, bro. Just. It's time served. You sat in jail. Now we all had to see you got a head full of gray hair. You've been embarrassed. All type of shit. Like, man, time served, bro. I'm 100% sure you learned your lesson. You know? Where Young Miami? Shout out to Young Miami, son.
City Girls up or down?
City Girls is up 1 million. They ain't taking a stand. She held it down. What? JT, what's up, baby?
Think she gonna continue rocking with him when he...
Yeah, hell yeah, she gonna rock with him, son, because that's the part of holding it down where you get rewarded. She ain't say nothing, she was really out the way, she disappeared, she ain't throw him under the bus, she ain't feeding her all the negative talk about the nigga. She like, nah, this nigga is giving me $250,000 a month. I don't give a fuck what happened. So hell yeah, she gonna be right there. What she was calling nigga Poppy? Him, he right there calling nigga Poppy. Word. Pause.
One of the sex workers supposed to be suing Cassie. He told me he got burned.
Oh shit. I think I saw that. I ain't really been watching all it because it's like, yo, bro, now all these sex worker niggas is coming out with interviews and shit. It's like, man,
I think he might be pump faking though.
Who, son?
Yeah, because it's like, when she went for her 30 million, why you ain't sue her right away? But I don't know what's real.
Well, what's the statute of limitations on a lawsuit? Because, like, damn. Once they did that shit with the whole letting people sue retroactively, all this shit, he should have did his shit then. He should have sued then, but he probably ain't think nobody was going to take him serious because all this shit wasn't exposed. And then they all sex workers, so a big part of their industry is keeping secrecy. You know what I'm saying? So you can't go out and expose this shit. Now, who gonna hire you if you're talking about what happened with your last client and shit, you know? So.
Yo, this is Politics as Usual RC, episode 8. We're gonna catch you on the next one. RC, send us out of here.
Yo, man, don't believe nothing you see. Check all sources. Check all sources. Stop believing that because a certain platform said it or a certain person said it that is credible information. No, do your own homework. There's a war on information right now, man. ChatGPT is not the answer.
They just the updated version of Google.
That's all, bro. And at least Google gave you different answers.
A lot of people is using that shit for anything right now.
People type shit in the ChatGPT and be like, ChatGPT said this. That's not the answer. That you can set it to say what you want or to search for answers. You know what I'm saying? Like in a certain light.
Yo, whoever created ChatGPT, y'all eating crazy.
Y'all eating crazy right now.
We hold something. Sponsor the show, man. Politics as usual.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I gotta get on my political shit. If they sponsor the show, I still can't use it, man. I'm against it, man.
Yo, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man. Like, share, comment, man. So we can keep this thing going, man. We out.